Hi, welcome back to Christine's Health Affairs. I know it's been a while and I don't have any excuses whatsoever, really. I've actually been feeling quite well, except for yesterday and today. So since talking to you last time, I've had round 6 and round 7 of chemo. And I did actually do a video last week, but the audio didn't work at all. So I had to scrap that. And it's taken me all this time to get back and do another one. So I've actually been, after round 6, I've actually been really, really good. It's probably the best week I've had since starting chemo. I managed to get loads of bags made in my sewing studio, got a couple of videos done as well, but I've got brain fog now, so I can't edit them, but we'll get to those when I can. And so yeah, it was actually the best week that I've ever had since chemo. It was, I'd probably call it my new normal. I was able to do normal things. I was able to walk the dog twice a day. Normally I haven't been able to do that because I get jelly legs and arms. And so it's been really, really good. There have been lots of things that I've been working on health-wise or just trying to get control of more in my life. Things like sleep, because I haven't been able to sleep since I started chemo at all. And I wake up every 90 minutes to maybe 2 hours. And then at 4 o'clock in the morning, I wake up with a really severely blocked nose and dry mouth because I've started sleeping with my mouth open. And so therefore I'm not sleeping the rest of the night either. But I've been working on things for those, and I'll tell you about what I've done. I'll tell you what I've done about that in a moment. Bowels has been an issue as well. As you know, many of you have given me lots of great advice. I did actually decide to try loads of different things, and some things worked, other things didn't. I have to say I had a huge problem with stomach cramps, and I turned to Metamucil because a few people had suggested that that might help. I tried that. It turns out that it actually was causing me more problems than anything that I've experienced so far on my chemo journey. So I've scrapped the Metamucil altogether, and on the weeks that I have the chemo or the steroids that cause me to have diarrhea, those weeks I'm using GastroStop, and it puts a stop to it straight away. And on the other weeks that I end up with constipation, I'm not taking Metamucil. I'm just taking one of those, just one tablet that the doctors prescribed. They recommend 2. I'm just taking 1, and that's helping keep me regular. So that's a bonus. The stomach cramps have almost gone, except for, you know, when you get those days when the diarrhea kicks in from the chemo. Too much information, I know, but I did tell you this was warts and all. I'm sharing everything. So that was after round 6 of chemo. I'd felt really, really good last Wednesday. Today is Monday. I'm home alone with the dog. Chris has gone back to playing table tennis tonight for the first time in a long time. And so yeah, Coco's been asleep on the couch for several hours now. And so today's Monday. I had round 7 of chemo last Wednesday, which was my big week. So that meant I had immunotherapy plus 2 chemo drugs plus big steroids and an injection the following day, which Chris gives me because I can't do my own injections. So that week, the big week that I have, is usually the one where I've been plummeting every Saturday, Sunday, Monday, sometimes on the Tuesday and into the Wednesday. And I've actually been really good. I don't know why. Actually, the doctor has given me a prescription for sleeping pills, and I've been against that sort of thing all my life, but it's actually helped. There's a few things that have helped. I must remember to tell you. So I've been trying sleeping tablets intermittently just to help keep me asleep at night. And to be honest, it's only worked twice out of the past week, a week and a half, I guess. But I go to bed every single night and I just plummet. It's something that I've never done before. I'm not a sleeper. I'm a thinker. As soon as I go to bed, my mind just wakes up. But something that the chemo is doing is making me extremely tired and I just fall asleep. Only problem is I wake up 90 minutes later. I'm rambling a bit because I had stuff to say and I can't remember what it was. That's chemo brain for you though, isn't it? So with my big week that I had, last time I really fell in a heap when I had my big chemo week, and by Friday I was exhausted. Saturday, Sunday I slept all day. Monday I cried all day, and Tuesday I cried all day, and the Wednesday I cried part of the day as well. This time around I actually managed to work most of the day on Friday. Chris and I run our shop on Fridays, Saturdays and Sundays, and I got lots of alterations done. I worked on the Saturday and I think I only had to go home once. And on Sunday, that was yesterday, I did actually fall in a heap. I said no to any alterations that came in. I knew that my brain was not capable of measuring a hem, and I ended up going home at about, I think I was only at work for about 2 hours, and then I went home and slept for the afternoon. Today's been a bit the same. It's been very draining, but I've kept most of the tears at bay, and I plan to in this video as well. So my emotions are a little bit more under control this time around, thankfully. And you know, Monday. Okay, so you know, it's probably going to be like this again tomorrow. I don't know. I'm hoping not, because there's a lot of work I want to do in the sewing room. I did actually manage to work one full day without going home. That was after week 6, and since chemo I have not had a single full day's work in me at all. So to be able to do that Sunday week ago was absolutely fantastic. So the things that I've been doing to help myself get better sleep, as I said, I've tried the sleeping tablets, and I'm not taking them every night because it's something that I don't want to be addicted to, but sometimes you need to have some sleep. Sometimes you just really need to have a good few hours sleep, and I find that they've actually made me a little bit more restful. So I'm just calm, and it means I can get back to sleep again. So that's helped. I'm still having blood noses, so if I blow too hard, obviously I'm just going to bleed like a pig. It's a big problem with the nosebleeds, or it has been a big problem with the nosebleeds. Last week I spoke to the oncologist. Remind me, I've got some good news to tell you. I spoke to the oncologist last week about my nosebleeds, and she actually suggested a product called Rhinocort. It's a nasal spray, and she did a bit more research, and we decided also to use a vaporizer as well. So we've gone and bought a vaporizer. We bought this Rhinocort nasal spray. You just put 2 sprays in each nostril twice a day, and it keeps you clear. It keeps your nasal passages clear throughout the night. Plus a little bit of Vaseline just inside your nose, just to keep it moist. And that's helped me keep my mouth shut when I'm sleeping, because I do generally sleep with my mouth closed. But after all these nosebleeds, I'm finding that all I'm doing is sleeping with my mouth open, and this is what's causing a lot of my sleep issues, apart from my mind, of course. That's always going to be an issue. So sometimes I take sleeping pills to help keep me just at peace, and the nasal spray and the vaporizer has been absolutely brilliant. I think we've used it 4 nights in a row now, and I'm sleeping through the night. Well, you know, I'm still waking up, but I'm actually able to keep my mouth closed. I'm not waking up at 4 o'clock in the morning or 5 o'clock in the morning to have to go and blow my nose and then have a big nosebleed because I'm all blocked up, because I'm not blocked up anymore. The vaporizer is keeping it clear, and the nasal spray is helping keep things clear as well. So that's a really good thing. I did take some notes so that I could remember what I was going to tell you all. Actually, one other thing that's been bugging me the past few weeks is headaches. I've been having massive headaches. It's just a constant. If I wake up in the middle of the night, there's a headache. Wake up in the morning, there's a headache. So all I'm doing is taking Panadol or Nurofen for that. I'm not sure if the fact that I've given up coffee or tea and tea has been a contributing factor there, because I know some people have withdrawals from that. I only have 2 coffees a day, but I do have lots of peppermint tea and normal black tea. It just got to the point where I couldn't stand the taste. I don't normally have sugar in my coffees or teas, and it just tasted terrible, as does everything else. I have not had a decent meal in, a couple of months, isn't it? I can't taste anything. It all tastes like metal. Drinks taste terrible. So I'm sticking mostly to frozen water. I'll have a couple of bottles of water in the freezer, fill that up with water later on, and that'll give me nice ice cold water throughout the day. Even the lemon water isn't doing it for me anymore. Although a cup of Milo in the morning has been absolutely fantastic. It's probably one of the few things I can taste. So I've been having that instead of my coffees and teas, but I don't know what to do about my headaches. I don't know. Is anybody else that's going through this going through the same thing with their headaches? Is it just me? Is it the coffee? I don't know. I do have some good news to share with you. I've been waiting for 7 weeks for my Brax test results to come back, and that's the results for the breast cancer gene. So the good news is that I don't actually have the breast cancer gene, which is good in that I don't have to have a mastectomy unless I want one later on when I go through all the chemo. So the chemo, the tumour has shrunk practically to nothing. Next month I have my scan. This week I actually have to have a heart check. I've got to see a cardiologist for some kind of a stress test because of the next group of chemo that I've got to go through. I don't have the Brax gene, which is great, and hopefully that's good for my siblings and mum and everybody else as well. It also means that I am less likely to develop ovarian cancer. I asked the oncologist about this the other day. Apparently, if you've got triple negative breast cancer and you do have the Brax gene, there's an increased risk of you getting ovarian cancer. I don't know enough about any of this, but it's actually but I'm pleased to know that I don't actually have to go and have a hysterectomy or something like that. It was something that I was thinking about down the line if I ended up having that Brax gene. So anyway, don't have to worry about it. The oncologist did say that it's up to me whether I have a mastectomy or the lumpectomy. According to the genetic test, lumpectomy is probably going to be okay. But I'd actually like to know from viewers what your experiences have been, because throughout this whole 7 weeks so far that I've been going through this, I've kind of resigned myself to the fact that a mastectomy is something that was highly likely. I don't like to constantly think of good news all the time, because that way I'm not going to be too upset later if it's bad news. So I don't know. I've seen a lot of people that have said that they opted for the mastectomy because they didn't want to have to go through this again. And these are discussions I'm going to have with the oncologist and the breast surgeon going forward, because I need to make the right decisions for myself later. I don't want to get cancer again. Nobody ever wants to get cancer again. And I've got to try and make a decision to make sure that that likelihood doesn't happen. I don't know what to do about that. It's a big decision to make. I guess if I do opt for a mastectomy, then I can upsize, maybe. I've got plenty to do that with, so it would involve a tummy tuck, and if I used my own fatty tissue or whatever it is, I've got plenty of that, so I could always upsize. So you've got to look at the bonuses in that sort of thing, don't you? But as far as the lumpectomy is concerned, that would be less invasive. I don't know how big a hole or a scar I might have. It doesn't really matter, at least I've got life, isn't it? So I've had round 7, I've got 9 rounds to go. There's 7, so I've got 5 more weekly chemo treatments, and then I have another 3 months of treatment every 3 weeks. I'm feeling good today. Well, it's like 9 o'clock at night. I should be in bed, but I'm feeling quite good. Coco has kept me company. She's good company. And Chris has been looking after me really well as well. Mum came to chemo last week, so we had a game of cards together. And I'm just, like I said before, I'm just trying a few different things. The Rhinocort and the vaporizer for my nose. No more Metamucil for my bowels. And drinking iced water. Cup of soups are nice as well. Fatigue is a thing. I'm just not going to fight it anymore. Yeah, there's nothing you can do about that. And if I feel like crying, I'm doing that more silently now. Although, as I said, I feel really, really good. I don't think I've got anything else I need to say. Let me check. Can't see anyway because I haven't got my glasses on. And of course my phone just died and ran out of memory, so I've had to go and delete some files. But I don't think I've got anything else to say. I've had a really good couple of weeks, considering the first 6 weeks of this chemo treatment has been really tough on me, especially when I have those immunotherapy weeks. I've actually been in the kitchen cooking a lot, doing lots of meal prepping. I can't taste anything, but I can at least still cook it. So I'm pretty much cooking on memory at the moment. And when like the other day, I think I made a nice curry meal, and all I wanted to do was put a cup of salt in it, but just to give it some flavour. Luckily I held off. I got Chris to taste it and everything tasted really nice for him. And yeah, so I'm just cooking on memory. Made lots of pies the other day. I do love to make a good spinach and bacon pie. And yes, I've done lots of meal prepping, things like that. And as I said, I've done some bag videos as well for my sewing channel. And I have a couple of them to edit. So I will try and get onto those as quickly as I can. Just need to have a clear mind to be able to edit those videos. So I guess that's all I've got to report. I have been doing well considering. I do apologise for taking so long to do another video update. As I said, the last one had no audio in it. All you saw was me moving my hands and my mouth, and that was it. So I couldn't really put that one up. And it's just taken me all this time to get back into here and do another report. So I am going to love you and leave you. I'll get this video up tonight. I've got round 8 of chemo this Wednesday, which is steroids and 1 chemo. And that one should see me fairly okay, but the week after will be my better week. Anyway, cancer's tough, but we're tougher. We'll catch you next time. See ya.